So we're going to be creating a topo surface. I'm talking about the different ways that you can create topo surfaces. Okay, so we're going to start from 0601, and we'll do a little save as. So that would be 0602, beginning stage. Okay, and then we'll do another save as, and this will be complete. Now let's just add notes. So we've added property lines. We're going to create and edit topo surface. I don't think topo surface is actually a word, but it's how we refer to the surface that is used for the topography in Revit. If we go to our 3D view, let's go to 3D view, this one here, 3D phase existing. You'll notice we already have one, and that's because, well, we already made one, and that was during the phases lesson. Now let's just review how we made it, and then we'll talk about the alternate methods to make and edit topo surfaces. So the way we made this one was we had the AutoCAD contours already imported. Those are the green lines. And then we went to Massing in Site, Topo Surface. And then we used this tool right here, Create from Import. And then we said Select Import Instance. You can select those topo surfaces. And because they have elevation, they're able to create a Revit surface. Now you can just specify the layer that you want. You say OK. And then it'll automatically create these points. Now these points, what are they? Well, each one of them represents a point on the surface. So it's a height or it's an elevation. And take, for instance, that point right there. That's at 198 foot 4. We did this purposely to put it at above sea level because oftentimes when you get a topo surface or you get a topo DWG, it's going to give you the height of a point. So it'll give it an actual sea level offset. And then it's a lot easier for you to work in this file if you're able to just say, okay, that's at a particular elevation. Now you can pick one of them or a variety of them. So I could say, let's pick all of those and let's put those at 205 feet. Enter. Now you'll notice what happens. It raises up that piece of the topo surface. I don't want to make this topo surface. I'm just discussing on how to make them. I'd like to go back into this Modify Edit Surface part of the tab, and let's just cancel what we've been working on. It's going to say we're going to lose the changes. That's fine. Now, we already made the topo surface, but let's just go to phase 2 because we had done a cut and paste thing. So now we've got a surface in phase existing and surface in phase 1. This one in phase 2, though, if I were to just click on it, and edit surface. The reason why I'm clicking on the one in phase 2 is because I know I'm not picking the existing one. I'm picking the separate surface that was made in phase 1. Let me just hit the X. I'm going to select on that surface, and then under Modify Topography, I can click on Edit Surface, and then you can go in here and say, okay, let's take all those points, move them up or down. You can also add in new points. So let's just put it up somewhere. We'll say 200 feet. Okay, and then we'll just undo that. So this right here, place point, you can one by one, you can actually place points on your surface. Sometimes you have to be a little bit careful though where you're placing it, and especially in 3D. So if I just go to the top view, now I'll know, okay, I'm just panning over. Now I know exactly where I'm putting it as opposed to in an isometric where you might be guessing a little bit. Now right here, as you're adding the elevations, you can add them one by one. This is at 0, so if I were to just draw this there, we would end up with basically a big pit going down to 0. Let's undo that. So that's giving you the absolute elevation. That's based off of sea level. Now, if we said relative to surface, that's a whole different animal. If I said, give me -6 inches, now I'm just creating a -6-inch swale there because it's relative to the surface. If I said, give me a +2 feet, now we've got a little hill right there. So you can use these points to refine your surface. And you'll notice though that they're sort of following a contour. And that was just because they had been made originally based upon that AutoCAD file. Okay, so we've done a little bit of editing with this topo surface. Let's just finish that. We can swing that back over to a 3D view using our view cube. Okay, so let's just go to View, close it in Windows, and we'll hit save, and then we'll go back to recent file screen.